So there's a trend I keep seeing online that's really frustrating me, and I want to talk about it. I keep seeing people posting these gigantic 4,000 calorie carnivore meals and promoting it like it's some sort of holy grail of fat loss. I'm not against the carnivore diet, but think about it logically. If you're eating that much fat, protein, cheese, steak, it's not gonna promote fat loss. It's only gonna promote flatulence. You're gonna be on the can all day. This is really unhealthy. It's definitely misinformation. And this is coming from someone who actually uses the carnivore diet from time to time. But on this channel, I wanna be promoting overall wellness. And this trend needs to be addressed. I don't want any of my audience to see something like this and think this is a healthy practice. Originally, I was just gonna do this video on closing off my fitness challenge. And I've decided to amalgamate these carnivore mistakes people are making as well as this challenge that I'm doing, closing it off, because it ties in well together. And the reason why it ties in together well is I want to talk about having a healthy relationship with food and being someone who has had an unhealthy relationship with food because I did bodybuilding and I did some extreme dieting in my past to lose weight. And I struggled a lot with it. I hit a point during this diet where I kept wanting to get more results and burn more body fat, and it could have become something that was self-destructive, and I checked it. And now I'm allowing myself to feel good about the results I've gotten, and I'm stopping at a month. I'm not taking it to any more extremes. I'm not gonna try to drop any more body fat. I think the only way I would have been able to do this is if I started restricting my sodium and restricting my water intake and dropping more water retention. I want to promote overall wellness on this channel. I don't want to be promoting under eating calories to the point that my mental health is being affected. I don't want to present images that are a result of unhealthy practices. And when you're doing a fitness challenge, it should be challenging, but you should feel good about yourself after. When you're eating, it should make you feel good. When you're training, it should make you feel good. If you're pushing yourself to these extremes, if I'm promoting that on this channel, I'm not promoting overall wellness. And I'm happy with where I got. I got really great results in a very short period of time. There are a lot of accounts on social media that promote unhealthy habits and unrealistic expectations of how the body should look. A lot of times it's someone who's dieted down for a competition, who's dehydrated, who's getting ready for a fight. They don't look like that all the time. So it gives people an unrealistic expectation of what they can look like all the time. And it causes issues with your own self-image. And we're human beings at the end of the day. We're not meant to walk around at 7% body fat. That's not healthy, that's not realistic. And I wanna talk about it from a male's perspective. I know this gets talked about a lot from a female's perspective, but I know it affects men as well. And I found that when I got to week 4, the only way I could have lost that extra body fat and got really shredded, I would have had to take it to a competition level of training and dieting, and I probably would have ended up rebounding. Quite a few years ago, I competed in bodybuilding, and on the day of my bodybuilding competition, I weighed 204 pounds. 2 days later, I weighed 255 pounds. This is just from the rebound of reintroducing sodium, reintroducing sugars. I ate so much and I didn't really understand the rebound effect it has on the body. And your body wants to maintain homeostasis. It wants to protect itself. I have that type of body where I can retain water really easily. And you're gonna see in the pictures, I lost a lot of water weight within the first week, just from switching over from eating carbs to not eating any carbs. That's 1 month of ketogenic dieting. And I finished it off with a nice sushi dinner. I enjoyed some sushi. That's how I closed this off. I know I'm gonna be looking good for my nice tight Christmas sweater because my muscles are gonna be popping out because I carb loaded. And now I'm in a healthy mindset where I can pull myself out of this diet and just eat for overall wellness. And I wanna continue to promote healthy practices on this channel. I want this to be a channel that promotes good mental health, good physical health, good spiritual health. I really felt a calling to make this video about these ketogenic diets because it's becoming a fad, and I find that a lot of people are just replacing their food addictions. They're just switching the foods out for another type of food. I see a lot of people posting their ketogenic diets and they're eating blocks of cheese and they're overeating protein. And when you overeat anything, you're gonna put on weight. And you gotta think about it. Fat has a lot more calories than carbs do. A lot of times when people switch over to these diets, they're holding water from carbohydrates. And when they stop eating those refined sugars and carbohydrates, they drop the water. So it's a bit of an illusion. You're not really losing weight a lot of the times. You're just losing water weight. And when you go back to eating carbs, you're gonna put that weight back on. You wanna do something sustainable. When you're training and eating, it should be fueling your body, giving you energy, it should be repairing your body, and you need a variety of nutrients. I don't believe in being so extreme with the diet. I've been doing a ketogenic diet on and off for a good 15 years, and I have a lot of experience with this. I'm not an expert. I don't think anyone's really an expert. There are nutritionists that are experts in certain aspects of diet, but I don't think anybody knows everything we need to know, and we're always learning. But I know what has transpired in my own body and having comprehensive blood work. And what I've noticed is you need to have variety in your diet, and you need to develop a healthy relationship with food. And the best way to do that is learning how to control your portions. Overeating an exorbitant amount of cheese and protein and butter and eggs is not good for your body. I don't care what anybody says, it's not healthy. You need to have some variety. So what I'm doing now, I've been eating a modified carnivore diet. It's been ketogenic, so I do eat some avocados, I do eat some salads. Pretty soon I'm gonna reintroduce a little bit of fruits. I just challenged myself for this month to do this ketogenic carnivore-esque diet, just to challenge myself. And it reignited my motivation to train. I'm a lot more excited to train now, and I was able to conquer that demon of taking things to an extreme, and that was a common theme towards week 4, which was the week that just passed. And I really want to share this with my audience because I even struggle with these issues with food and body image, and I don't want to be promoting taking things to that competition level of a physique. I want to be able to maintain this, and I want to be an example of somebody who promotes overall wellness. I want to show that through my videos with how I present myself. Eating no carbs and never enjoying life, never enjoying something you want to eat. Like I had some ice cream this weekend, it was amazing. I don't do it every day, I don't overindulge. But you can eat these things as long as you're controlling your portions. Human beings are creatures of habit. You can teach yourself to portion control. That's the battle with it. It's controlling the portions, not overeating, fueling your body, recovering through food, and recovering with rest. That's what it's all about. It's a balance. You need to be balanced. If you do things in extremes, there's always gonna be a reaction. And I'm just really happy that I didn't take things to such extremes that I got to the point that I got super ripped, like competition ready, and then there's that rebound where I start gaining all this weight. Like I said before, I gained 50 pounds after competing in a bodybuilding show. It affected my mental health, it affected my physical health. And being someone who is really mindful and aware of their own mental health, because I've had some mental health issues in the past that I've had to deal with, I want to promote healthy practices. I want to drive it home that it's really important to have a balanced diet. It's important to have a balanced approach to training. And it shouldn't be a diet. It should be more being mindful of portion control. And when you start understanding about calories, which by the 3rd week point, I had to really pay attention to my calories. In the beginning, I wasn't really paying attention to calories. I was just cutting out the junky food, and I was dropping weight because of the keto aspect of it. But there was a point where there was a sticking point by week 3, and I had to really pay attention to my calories. And when you start understanding calories and calories in versus calories out, you don't have to obsess over it, but you can gauge what you're eating and how many calories you're eating, and it makes it a lot easier to not overindulge, not overeat. If you enjoyed this type of content, hit the bell notification, let me know in the comments where I got to. I feel good, my mental health is good, my physical health is good, I'm strong, I feel really good for my age, and I'm happy with my results. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day, everybody. See you in the next video.